Mike Mellinger here. Today we're continuing our talk on building grit. Talking about a lot of this information is from Steven Kotler. I took a class of his called From Zero to Dangerous, and his book, The Art of Impossible. But today we're going to talk about the second thing, which is controlling the grit to control your thoughts. The grit to control your thoughts. And the first thing is we want to talk about how do you improve your self-talk. One thing I always tell people is you want to turn that inner critic into an inner coach, right? So instead of being so critical of yourself, you want to act more like a coach. A great question that Brendan Burchard asked you is, hey, if I was a high performance coach, what would I tell myself today? You know, you wouldn't be talking negative to the person that was a client. You got to remember there's two types of thoughts that you have. One are constricting and expanding. The constricting ones are limiting, and the expanding ones are actually positive. A second thing to improve the control of your thoughts is gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful things on the face of the earth. In fact, I say it's God's unlimited line of credit to get you in a high energy state. Some quick exercises that you should do. One is write 10 things you are grateful for down, just quickly as possible. Another exercise is just write 3 things down. But on one of those 3 things, write a paragraph of why you're so thankful. A good exercise that we went through one time was a gratitude tree, where you worked into something that you're really grateful for, and you ask yourself, what had to happen for that to happen? What had to happen for that to happen? An amazing thing about that is if you work through that, it gets to the point where something bad happened and it led to something that you're really grateful for today. Third is mindfulness. That's big nowadays. People, especially since we're so distracted, is learning how to focus on one thing for a couple minutes and just not do anything else. And another thing is, or to just sit there, meditate, and experience everything. But the one thing that Steven Kotler doesn't mention, this is Mike, is I think one of the most important things you can develop is the ability to control your mouth, right? That's the hardest thing that we all have, especially as business owners when we walk in from the day. And that really ties directly into the ability to control your state. Tony Robbins thinks that controlling your state is probably one of the key performance indicators for outward success. So quick exercise I would always do when I'm having a rough day at work and I drive into the garage is I just ask myself a few questions. First is I always stop and take a couple deep breaths. Second, I always do a couple things I'm grateful for. But third, ask your question, who do I want to be, right? Who do I want to be when I walk in the door? What emotions do I want to elicit? What is my purpose for walking in, right? And it's really powerful when you do that, and it doesn't matter what's going on, because sometimes everyone's had a bad day, right? And you walk in, you've had a bad day, your wife's had a bad day, your kids had a bad day. It's just a big mess, right? So those are things I'm challenging you with today. Have a great day.